We are at raids. The last thing before we start grinding out, as there are only 2 other modes left, but we are going to hit raids first. So let's go check it out. Similar to challenges, on the left hand side on this one, we are going to have 3 options. We're going to have a hard, nightmare, and then we are going to have Davy Jones, which is an extreme mode. So you can see that you're going to roughly get the same concept, but on this one, the eggs are going to remain the same, but you can see that there are different spatulas, similar to challenges with there were coins. And the biggest part on this one, XP actually changes. So you see on that side it says 600, it's technically 360 unless they update it. Then on this side it's showing 250, and in the middle it shows 500. So I don't know if they updated it. I know previously this was incorrect. We're not going to play Davy Jones as I'm not prepared to do so at this skill level on this account. But we are going to take a look at the raid shop, which is on the right side. So same concept exactly as the challenge, except for on this one, you just have a different mount. Other than that, food, dice, chests, everything the same. So let's go ahead, and we've got Middle Ages. Let's hop in and see how we can do. Now, raids are historically a little bit longer. We're looking roughly about 25 waves on these instead of the 15. So we are just going to jump right into it because I know already where to place things. But this is going to turn into a monster. Right now, the start is right up here, and it's going to come down, go through here, and end at the castle. But what they don't show you is there will be a second path here and a third path here eventually. So the best play, because a new path starts here later in the map, is to instantly post up right here with a good unit. We will take some damage here along the way. Don't be afraid to take some damage. Don't worry about that. Get your units out. That's more important than finishing 150 out of 150, because ultimately you are going to need some health. You're going to need 1 health, but you don't need all of it to win. You don't get anything more or less. You don't get anything more or less for having more gold coins, so don't worry about that aspect. So we have a cutscene coming, and as you can see, the left-hand side is now opening up. And we have the school bus, which is going to protect us a little bit here. Don't know if it's going to do a good enough job right now. Might have to go protect this side here for a second as we get some more gold coins building up. But as you can see, it is full map coverage for those attacks. Now the Dark Knight, we can't let that go through, so let's help here. I don't think we're going to be enough. Maybe we will. Oh, we just got it. Okay, let's get this. And once we get this bunny placed, we should be good. All right. Now we just need 1 more bunny over here. All right, and now we are good to complete the map. So we will continue down this path, and we'll start leveling it up. We'll still place 1 more bunny to make sure that we have everything set, and that'll be what we level up. And now we get the cutscene to show the right path that opens up, as we were talking about. And we got that middle bunny that's now hitting all 3 paths. But overall, remember, this is just about unit placement. You do not have to have the bunny. You can have any unit that you have that does good damage, like this Doug. You can use a bus station, something along those lines. But the bus station is not going to necessarily be powerful enough for this map. Now we see that the middle one now moves all the way towards us, and the bridge drops down, and now the new path starts here. and both bridges will end up dropping down, and you'll see one of them come right here and this bridge going away right here, which is why the center bunny is the most important placement. Alright, and they are both dropping down, and as you can see, the bridge is going away, and they'll both pop up right connecting the paths. Now we have all three paths right in front of us, which will actually speed things up because we won't have to worry about them getting so far to progress before we can get our takedowns. Alright, and those were the final bosses on Wave 25. As you can see, it is defeated. We have a playtime of 12 minutes and 34 seconds. 398 takedowns, which just shows that they're fairly spaced apart, as we have 25 waves. So once again, we have our crafting materials. We have our Season Pass XP, golden eggs, gems, spatulas for the shop, some food, as well as some coins. So let's move on to the next raid map. Make sure that you are liking, subscribing, and following this series so that you get to see the next one, so you can become the best SpongeBob tower defense player that you can be. So same concept, we still have our three different variants, but this one is going to be Bubble Bowl, which is going to be based upon the Band Geek episode. So we will hop in here. Now, Band Geek is going to be one of the more complex maps. It is definitely going to be harder. Let's throw down our anchovy, get some gold boosting here. Got our pet doing some work. As you can see, we have one entrance coming in right here, and then they'll either split right or split left. As they come through, they'll go around this loop, and they will try to get on stage to ruin the concert. So the same concept here, except for the loop goes over here. Then you will start to open up back here, here. So you will have multiple entry points. So it's very important to get something decent AoE placed typically in these four corners. You want something strong. Now, typically, I'm going to place my starter right here, and I'm going to hope that it's going to last. Usually, I use something that's got a very cheap value, around the 2,000 range of a gold. So that way we can get it down fairly quickly with only taking minimal damage, and then it can start to do its work. We already have its first cutscene, and as you can see, that back left is now going to open up. So now we have a much shorter path direct to the stage, and see how quickly these guys are moving. So we are definitely going to end up taking a little bit of damage. As you can see, these guys hustle, so we need to make sure that we don't get super low, as we have 250 health on Bubble Bowl. So we are going to wait to see if we can get to this 3,500 and drop our bunny, and then we should be good to go. Let's see. If not, we will drop Doug. We're just going to drop Doug anyway to be safe. And realistically, I'm going to have 4 placements here, if not possibly 6. But we're going to have Doug, the bunny, then bunny, Doug, and possibly a bunny and a Doug, depending on how we do. So we are at that 5,000 range, so let's put the bunny right there. We are there again. I'm going to immediately drop the bunny again, just because of how much more damage that it does and how much more range that it has. And then next up, we're going to put another Doug down. We are just going to drop all 6, and we can level them up a little bit later. I just want to make sure that I've got coverage, because when this opens up, the football players and everything that comes through starts moving super fast. So I want to make sure that we are prepared and we have full coverage across the map. So let's get one more dug down, and then we'll kind of just level up and we'll push through, and you'll start to see how everything opens up throughout the map. And now we have the back right side starting to open up with that short path, which is exactly why I wanted to get more stuff down. We now have full coverage map from every entry point. So we are going to go through, and I'm just going to kind of hang out here. We're going to level up our units and reach wave 25, or at least hope that we do. We've got our next scene, which is going to be the direct right path coming in from the side. And we have our last cut scene here, where we are going to get the last left side from the middle. 12 minutes and 48 seconds, so not that different on time, but the takedowns are just absolutely multiplied in comparison to what we just had on Middle Ages. So we've got our bubble resin, once again a simple crafting material, our 360 towards season pass, our 50 golden eggs, 350 gems, our spatulas, food, and our green coins. So there are currently only 3 maps. There is a 4th coming in a few weeks at the end of April in 2026, and I'm looking forward to bringing that one to you as well. But ultimately right now, let's get back to the lobby and let's show off the last map. Ooh, Neptune's Crown reroll. That gives us double traits on something. And a power patty, which is going to be a boost. It's going to be a 25% boost. So check this out. It is going to boost all stats by 25%. You can only have 1 relic per unit. So ultimately, if we take our bunny, which we've been using, and we put a power patty on it, you can see its base just jumped up. Now we can do this as well, and I'll show you the Neptune's Crown. So now we have Strike 1 and Surge 1. So we are definitely looking good. That bunny is going to be pretty powerful. As you can see here, I'm going to go over and see if we have any golden trait rerolls. Ooh, we have one, and we are going to use it. And we got Sea Bear Jellyfish. As you can see, those are some of the more rare or the higher trait ones when we were under the green, right? All the way at the bottom. So we have Sea Bear, which is going to be massive damage increase, but it is going to hurt the cooldown and range, which its cooldown wasn't very big to begin with. And then we have Jellyfish Jam, so we're going to get a boost to any non-Easter Bunny unit that we place within its range. And its range previously was quite large. So as you can see now, we went from 700, 800k to now we are at 1.62 million. So getting Neptune's Crown on things is huge. We did lose some range, and it did slow down our reset or SPA for our timeout in between rounds. Easter Bunny Patrick isn't exactly the fastest anyway. Ooh, and while we're at it, let's go ahead and equip our Atlassian Royal Guard. And let's get a trait on it as well. So we are going to go from a base of 2.8 million damage, 0.3 SPA, and 46 range. Let's go ahead and trait this up. All right, we got strike 3, which is going to be the highest level of strike for a unit's damage. As you can see, we are now at 3.5 million damage. So definitely a nice increase. One of the other things I want to show as we have summoned some items is you have something called fusing. And if you have a handful of a single unit, you can go ahead and fuse it. So I'm going to show you what that looks like on SpongeBob. So as you can see, we have roughly 10, so we can probably do a level 2. So we're going to confirm this, and then we're going to put 1 star on SpongeBob. So we're going to take 5 of the ones that we had in our inventory, and we're basically removing them, and this next 5 will be what I will show you, and we're going to mesh it or fuse it into this shiny Wumbo SpongeBob. As you can see, it's 544, 1.7, and 12.6. So let's add another star to our SpongeBob. Our SpongeBob is 578, 1.7, and 12.6. So we got some damage increase into our SpongeBob. So we'll get more into that later, as ultimately we can make it a maximum of a 5-star for a single unit, and then you can take 5 stars and make it a superstar. So we will definitely, when we're in a better place, I'll at least show you guys with our SpongeBob unit. Now, the one thing that I told you is you can use food to level it up, and that will change your stats. So I will show you adding some food here, but realistically, it is not something that I recommend on these guys. Typically, I'm going to save all my food for my prismatics because they're going to require the most food, and usually pets, something along those lines, because there are some potions that'll come from a potion shop here, which we'll go through hopefully on Friday at Admin Abuse. But that you can boost these guys. So I will show you with some food here. We'll put some food in our Easter Bunny. Let's just do something. This has 1 million. So we will give it 5 to start. And you'll see that it'll jump up to level 34 right off the bat. And we are now at 2.31 million. Our range is increased. Our SPA did stay the same. So let's just get this to level 50, which is going to be its max with no stars. And I will show that to you here real quick. Alright, and we are going to be at level 50. So as you can see, we went from 2.31 to 2.9 million, and our range jumped again. Our SPA did stay the same, and that's pretty normal. You're not going to get much adjustment unless it's quite large. So not bad. This thing is now officially even better than what it was before, and our pet is going to go ahead and give us a boost. And I'll feed my pet here real quick just to once again kind of show you guys what it looks like. This isn't going to go as much because of it being prismatic. So now we are at 33% with 51% gold. Our placement's always going to stay the same no matter what you do, but the gold and the damage, the SPA and the range will go ahead and reset. So just so you have something to compare it against, we'll go back to our AFK rack, and you can see that it's standard at 32 and 50 gold. So not a huge deal with your pets. So that is usually why I don't really use food on them. There is a lot bigger deal of your units itself. Now, once again, I usually try and save them for the prismatics, exotics, or something that needs food, because realistically, it's pretty easy to level them up just through playing, which is kind of what we're doing right now. All right, and we have our last map of the current map pool of raids as of right now in early April of 2026, and that is going to be Mermalair. And once again, same concept. There is one thing a little bit different on this one, is you can earn this unit called Captain Magma. And you can see on this here, as it bounces back, there are going to be different percentages depending on what you play. So if you do play the Davy Jones, you do have a better chance of getting that unit. But as you can see, it's only 0.75%. Now that percentage is astronomical. It is going to take you weeks to get that unit. It is not that great, but it is something that if you ever want to try and collect the entire inventory, you will need to play, and you will need to get at least 6 of them. You can use some potions, which we'll get into later, but if not, you want to try and superstar it. This is how you are going to get Captain Magma. As you saw on Middle Ages, you can also get the Planked Mirror unit. If you want to try and get Planked Mirror, you will need to play Middle Ages and defeat it to fall within the range. So good luck. You will need to play quite a bit to get a bunch of them, but it is a decent unit if you want to have a complete collection. If not, frankly, the unit, unless it gets changed and rebalanced, isn't anything meta, and it isn't really playable. Alright, let's go finish it off, and let's hop into Mermalair. In Middle Ages, you saw that I had a specific spot I like to stand in. At Bubble Bowl, you saw that I didn't even move from the start, but on this one here on Mermalair, I usually like to stand right here because it gives me full access to the entire map. Now you can see that it's going to start over here, follow through, and end up over here. But now what it doesn't show you is, once again, we're going to have our cutscenes. We're going to have a map coming in from here. We're going to have one coming from over here. And then we're going to have another coming from over here, over by SpongeBob and Patrick over there. So let's get ready to go. And we are going to get this started, as we already have. We're going to get through these. Our goal on this one is we now have a cheaper unit. This is a limited. As you can see, it's only 2,500 gold, and it is an absolute powerhouse. So our goal is just to get this one placed now that we have some better units. Definitely worthwhile on going through and getting that unit. And we can go through strategy a little bit later. So as you can see, we have our Atlassian Royal Guard doing all the work, pulling everything down. But we're about to lay down our Easter Bunny, and we're going to lay it down right here because that's going to hit the front wave. It's also going to hit this over here. We are going to lay down a second one, and we'll end up laying it down right here by the barrels because that's going to get up front as well as this side. And because we want to try and finish this off as quick as possible, I'm going to throw a guard up front that's going to hit both. Normally my main spots is I'm trying to put someone here because that's going to hit everything, because you have your exit right there of where they're trying to get through to give you or attack you for damage. Then I'm going to always put something on the right and always put something on the left, because that covers the 3 back paths, which are going to be the most dangerous for you taking damage. We will touch base on the next cut screen to show you exactly where the next line comes from, but here's the one that I was talking about. This is new as we were playing around trying to get that unit or the egg. So we will show once this next one goes right here, or the next one over here. I forget which one. All right, it was the left side as we were facing towards the exit. It will open up, and right away it drops because of our placement of the Easter Bunny. So as you can see, it is down already. We'll continue just to level this up. It's got the entire front, the entire side there, and the entire back here, as well as almost the complete line once we've got that max. And look at that, we're at 4.73 million now that we have the sea bear and jellyfish jam, and then the patty as well for that 25% boost. Now you can see this unit here has it circling it. That's because it's getting the boost from the jellyfish jam. So same with this one up here. So let's get him leveled up. And now you can see how amazingly powerful This is, and now imagine if it had NC or the Neptune's crown and a power patty or better, it would be even better than it is now. But 8.62 million is quite impressive, and we are probably already approaching the ability with just the Easter Bunny as well as the Royal Guard to be able to start beating Nightmare and Davy Jones on raids as well as challenges. And here we are at our last cutscene, and we've got the yellow glass that's going to break and doesn't even make it a step. And there was the boss, just falling over, super easy. There should be one more big thing that pops up, but Mermalair is all but wrapped up. Frankly, made it pretty boring with these units, but 16 minutes and 30 seconds, so this one is longer than the others. We have 1,301 takedowns, still are 25 waves. And ultimately, as you can see, nothing changed except for, once again, different crafting materials. So let's get back to the lobby. Overall, that is raids complete. We have done all the tower defense based setup. We only have one more method to talk about before we get to strategy and more how-tos on being advanced. So let's call it here. Catch me in the next one. Make sure you like, subscribe, and are ready for the next video to air, because we're going to be talking about Tower of Karate.